Hey you, I am Queen. If you are new here, I'm the founder of Mixed Vixen. And if you are not new here, hey boo, thanks for coming back. I really appreciate you. It's been a hot minute since I've done anything on YouTube, but I am back. I am here. And I got lots of things planned for the year, so stick around. Have lots planned for 2022, you know, if that meteor doesn't hit us first, because the way this shit show is going, who knows? So hit that subscribe button, that notification bell, all of that good stuff that YouTube would say. Do that, because I'm bad bitches. Today we are going to talk about love. I am dropping this video not on Valentine's Day, but around the time of Valentine's Day. So if you are watching this on Valentine's Day, happy Valentine's Day or whatever. And if you are not, you know, you could talk about love any day. So this still applies. I am not going to be talking about relationships and all of that stuff. I don't really care to talk about romantic relationships too much. I just want to share some of the things as I am currently reading All About Love by Bell Hooks. Oh, you don't know who Bell Hooks is? Don't worry, I got you. Bell Hooks was an American author, professor, feminist, and socialist activist. The name Bell Hooks, spelled lowercase, is borrowed from her maternal great-grandmother, Belle Blair Hooks. The focus of Hooks' writing was to explore the intersectionality of race, capitalism, gender, and what she describes as their ability to produce and perpetuate systems of oppression and class domination. She published around 40 books, including the works that range from essays and poetry to children's books. I'm not very versed in her writing. I'm not one of those womanists who read every single one of Bell Hooks, but I am very versed in a lot of her talks. I am still obsessed with looking at a lot of her talks at universities. She has lots of videos all over YouTube, so take a look at those. And although I'm not very versed in her writing, you can see her influence all in my womanist thought, so, you know, it's there regardless. Bell Hooks passed away in late 2021, and she will be truly missed. Rest and liberation to Bell Hooks. So, like I said, we're talking about love. Love. And if you've been listening to the Mixed Vixen podcast, yes, there's a podcast. Subscribe right now.
I'm waiting.
Okay, cool. Great, thank you. So if you've been listening to the Mixed Vixen podcast, you could probably remember that in one of the episodes I mentioned that I'm slowly reading this book. My attention span is shot, so I don't read as much and as fast as I used to. Yeah, you know, don't judge me, boo. But I've been slowly reading this book, and there's just so many gems in this book, and they have been hitting hard. I'm not a person who really goes into like love in this way, but I appreciate the way Bell Hooks is doing it so far. So although I'm not finished, I did want to share some of the things that I've learned, especially because it just goes with the theme of love or whatever, because it's Valentine's Day. I just thought that I would share 3 things that I have learned or have been revealed to me or like reiterated in ways that are really hitting right now from Bell Hooks' book, All About Love. First thing that I'm sharing that comes from this book is love is an action word, and we need to practice it as such to improve our relationships. So love is everywhere. It's literally in everything. Every piece of media somehow touches love. And you would think that because love is everywhere and ingrained in kind of every piece of our entertainment, that we will be better at it. But unfortunately, we're all still trash. Most of us struggle with many aspects of love, and here is why. Most of us associate love with like affection or a feeling. We think about how we feel about people when we think about things with love. When we think about loving someone, when we think about being in love, air quotes, we are thinking about how we feel and not actually thinking about how we care and how we go about care. And because of that, that's why we're all pretty much trash when it comes to love, because we're just thinking about feelings and we're not thinking about the care that we put into either romantic relationship, familial relationship, friendships, our communities. All of those things require care, and that is what actual love is, because love is a verb. It's not just a feeling. It's not just that tingly stuff that in media is always how love is described. It's always described as a feeling and not about how we care for each other. And because we focus so much on love being a feeling and not being about how we care, we use love as an excuse for people's bad behavior and people's bad care of us. We emphasize the feeling of love so much that we overlook when we're being mistreated, because it's love, and that's what we've been taught love is all of this time. Love is not pain, but we have been told that love is pain, because love is all about the feeling, and because of love we will excuse maltreatment. So of course pain should exist, and we should divorce that idea of love. Love is about how we care about people, how we care about our communities. And if you care about your communities, you care about people, you care about your family, you do not treat them poorly, you do not abuse them, you do not treat them badly. Bell Hooks, to write this book, she did lots of research. She does bring in stuff from other theologists and psychologists and ideas for formulating, her conclusions for this book. And they all kind of believe the same thing. They believe that love is consistently working to nourish spiritual growth inside of ourselves and others. So you want to have better relationships. And relationships, we're not just talking about romantic relationships, we're talking about friendships, we're talking about family relationships, we're talking about the relationships we have in our communities that we are in. See how you can properly care for others better, instead of just how you feel love for them. The second thing that I have so far got from this book that I really enjoy is a culture that emphasizes materialism and dishonesty makes it difficult to practice the principles of love. What does that mean? I got y'all. I'm gonna let y'all know what that means. There's a lot of deception involved in love, so I'm gonna use something that's easy to understand. We're gonna use like romantic love and online dating, right? So you post a picture online, you always post your best picture, then you have to write a blurb about yourself. So you try to like put your best foot forward and do something eye-catching. Well, usually if you're a woman, cis men just put trash, but that's neither here nor there, right? And you put a blurb or whatever, and then you let that work. But would you ever say on the blurb, or would you ever write on there that you're a liar? Like, you would never write that you're a liar. You would never, or that the not so great attributes about you, you would not put there. And there's a reason that you don't put that there. Because society pushes us to kind of like lie. This aspect of putting your best foot forward, showing your best self, whatever, it is an exaggeration of ourselves. That is not who we are 100% of the time. And we are socialized to do that and kind of lie our way into relationships, friendships. We lie to our family. We lie to our communities so that they can believe in us and trust us. And that being a foundation for that just is just flawed. I'll give an example from the book. This is a very cishet example, and there were a lot of cis heteronormative examples in the book, but this can be used in terms of, I think, any kind of romantic relationship. Men lie to maintain dominance in their romantic relationships. And it's often seen as a disadvantage for men to show feelings or take responsibility for wrongdoings. They lose the dominance when they show feelings or when they take responsibility for wrongdoings, So they rather just stay dishonest so that they can keep that dominance. And, women, this is a very cis heteronormative example, but women, we do these similar things as well. We do things to alter our looks so that we're appealing to men so that we can date them. I don't know why, but I date them. So anyway, I'm saying too much. I digress. And then we kind of mute ourselves, for lack of a better word. We'll dumb ourselves down. We'll do these things to be appeasing to them because we are socialized to believe that intelligent, independent women aren't who people want relationships with. I even experienced that when it comes to my relationships with women. Same thing, where there's still this cis heteronormative idea of how we should exist in this relationship because I'm femme and this person is masculine. It's really like weird phenomenon, but patriarchy just be patriarchy, and even in places where dicks don't exist. Well, no, dicks can definitely exist in women relationships, but you get what I mean. So because foundationally, this is how we start our relationships, with kind of like putting our best foot forward, being our best selves, and kind of with a deceptive nature. It's hard for us to trust one another. We never really fully trust each other because we know when we first met this person, went into this community, went to, whatever, we weren't really coming in being our full selves because we're not really allowed to be our full selves in that way. So we never fully trust people because we know that we, didn't come into the situation holistically and fully and honestly about who we are, in that moment. None of us meet each other and are just fully like, this is what it is. And when there's people like that, we're usually turned off by those people. And then also, like I said, the emphasis on the materialism. Our greed and our materialism is another thing that kind of bleeds into this. And I know that I am like this. Like, we want the newest things and we want it immediately. And as soon as it does not satisfy your want, you discard it and you dispose of it. This is something that I do often with everyone, friends, family, romantic relationships. As soon as it does not work for me, I will let it go. If something does not please me, I will move on to something new. And I am trying to work out of that. I talk to my therapist about that a lot. I don't want to see any of my relationships as transactional. So as soon as I am not getting something or being fed, even using those nice, cute words, being fed, fulfilling, this relationship is not fulfilling, like all of this stuff, I'm still thinking about what I get out of it. And I'm not actually thinking about the care that I should just have for someone because they are my friend, my family, my partner, and my community. I will discard. So I'm trying to work out of that. So when I saw this in a book, I was like, she is reading my ass. Because yes, we should instead put the proper time and commitment into people we love. It's required. Time and commitment is required in relationships. So that's something I'm really, really working on, being better with my commitment, the commitment that relationships require. Yes, that's what it is. That's what I'm trying to be better with. And the last piece that is really standing out for me in this book is your extended family, your extended friends, your community. They can provide connection that you may be missing in a broken immediate family. So sometimes people ask you how much family members you have. You'll say how many siblings you have, your parents, maybe your grandparents if that's who raised you, whoever is in your immediate bloodline, DNA, or not even DNA, because we have step parents and step siblings and things like that we are in family with, play cousins, we Black. So you usually count those people, but you don't think about the extended family that you have in your life and you've created, and you already limit the amount of love you can receive, and you limit the amount of love that you can give. We don't generally think about our friends and our chosen people when we think of family, and I think we do ourselves a disservice when we do that. We learn a lot from our immediate family, but you also learn a lot from your friends and your chosen community, because what you learn from your family is not enough. You need more. We are humans, and we are looking to be continuously nurtured And that is what having a huge community does. And then some of us do not have the luxury of family. I come from a really large family. It's great, but it's also annoying. There are others who do not have the luxury of that, and I would challenge those people to look into the community that you have. That is your family. There are lessons that you can learn from them about love, about care, about commitment, about successful relationships, about how to be more successful in relationships and have failures. Tap into your community when it comes to love and care. You will learn so much from them, and they will learn so much for you. Communities aren't one way. It's a reciprocal relationship, so you give and they give. It's a cycle of love, essentially. So to summarize, when you think about love, think about these things in a way that bell hooks taught us. It is not about the feeling. Let's stop lying, and also let's stop focusing on the material gains or like transactional relationships, and understand that family, the love that you get from family is endless because your community is your family. So you can always be a part of loving relationships, even if you don't have immediate family, or if you have immediate family and you want to extend that and learn more and expand love in your life. So I do plan to have more conversation about this book as I get to the end of it, or when I finish this book. I'll probably do something with patrons. Join the Patreon if you want to continue this conversation. So that's it. Thanks for joining me today. Also, thank you to the patrons. It's because of you that I'm able to do these videos. Your financial support keeps this shit going. See you in the next video. And remember, you are a bad bitch. You are enough. Stay fly, y'all.